Alright, welcome everybody to the Bahrain International Circuit in Bahrain for the start of Season 4, Tier 2 of JKeSport. Should be an exciting season we have for you this year. Full calendar with the start of a new game, lots of unknowns and lots of new variables to consider. The new game, always exciting, keeps everything level out and adds a whole another element to the mix of what is already a very exciting competition. We're here for round one in Bahrain. Historically one of the most popular but difficult circuits on the calendar, especially this year with the changes to the curbs and how difficult that can make the lives for these drivers. Just a few of them getting set to start their opening runs here in qualifying. Take a look at the tires. Looks like we have a handful of drivers on the mediums, but the majority on the softs. Stucker is going to be first in the Haas this week. We'll take a little ride lap on board around this circuit. Very long and fast flat run down towards turn 1. Heaviest braking zone on the track, all the way down to second gear. Drop down to first if you need to. Tricky section to get led through there. Back on the throttle. Down to the second gear Australia lap towards turn 4. Another hard braking zone. Don't want to hit that curve, it'll throw you off the apex on exit. And down to the S's, one of the more difficult sections. These curbs are very dangerous, especially that one on exit. Gets it pretty right through there, down into another hairpin of turn 8. And into another one of the trickier sections, turn 9 and turn 10. Downhill braking zone, very easy to lock up. It's just secret out of the session already. So it looks like that curve within the S's has taken its first victim. In turn 11, standard left-hander up the hill towards turn 12. Inside curve, you're going to want to avoid that at all costs. Take it flat out if you dare, maybe a slight lift if you need to. Just about keeping it within the track down the final back straight of the lap. Seems to be a pretty clean lap here from Smucker. We'll see what kind of time he puts on the board. And the first lap of this session is going to be a 27.5. Scatzer is going to be next with a 26.2 in the McLaren. The Mercedes of Charlie Leclerc starting another lap, as well as Nitwit in the AlphaTauri. We have S.E. Smith, was one of the top drivers last season at this race, and he puts in a 26.9 to go second. Yeah, Aston Martin and Delaware on the mediums, finishing up their first run of the session. And this time seems to be a bit off the pace, so probably looks to be pushing for a second lap. That's at 45.9. Not going to be a competitive time. Highways about to start another lap, and here comes Chris Money around the final corner in the McLaren. I showed quite a bit of pace last year, puts in a 27.5, so that's 4th place at the moment. Press your T on and out lap in the Mercedes. And next across the line will be Ray in the Alpine. Taking it very slow through the final couple corners. And looks to be just heading into the pits. His teammate Monkey Mafia on and out lap. Right along board with Crusty OT, who seems to just be starting a lap here. As we get in towards the middle portion of the qualifying session. Spaceman and the Williams about to start a lap, as well as a few other drivers bringing it back around. Back with the Mercedes driver though as he comes to the middle sector. So the drivers on the medium tires not having much success so far. Would definitely be the preferred strategy to start on around this place. Got the soft Not the best race tire for race pace, but running a little bit deep through turn 13 now. Keeps it in a good position. And we'll see where his time plays to him as he comes around the final corner. Pressure T up the line, opens the rear wing. And it's going to be 5th place with a 27.6, so a very solid lap time there. I think Monkey Mafia is going to be next. The original champion of Tier 2 had a very solid run here in this race last season. And on the medium tires, he puts in a 6th place lap time. So very good for him. Here comes Johnny in the Williams. Will be the next to cross, followed by the AlphaTauri of, I believe, Nitwit, who could be on an in-lap. But here's Johnny around the final corner. And up to line 7th place on 28.4. And the Mercedes Turtle at 42.0, so off the pace a bit on that lap. Spaceman again in the other Williams. 4th place on the grid with the 27.5. So very solid lap time. Here's SO through the final couple of corners now. Driving for Renault last season. Showed some solid pace, and now over in the Alfa Romeo team, we'll see where he lands himself. Out of the final corner now. And up to line 2nd place on the grid. 26.7, still half a second off of Skadster at the top of the charts. Krusty T will be coming across next in his Mercedes. The soft tires once again, and it's an improvement up to 4th place. So Krusty T showing some decent pace as Snooker heading back into the pits. Monkey Mafia is invalidated. Not sure if anybody is currently on a flying lap. So we'll ride along with Ray, who's about to start another lap. Teammates of Monkey Mafia. We know Ray has some pace that he can unpack. Still yet to set a time in the session. We'll see where he can go on the softs. As Show the Turtle improves up to 10th on that set of soft tires. He's run quite a few laps over there, so if he ends up making the top 10 on that set, he might have some tire wear problems towards the end of the first stint, but purple first sector from Ray, we'll see if that and that nearly into the back of the Ferrari too there. That was a little bit too close for comfort. I think that's Essa around the final corner, heading back into the pits, as well as Devil Rat in the Aston Martin about to start another lap. And towards Sector 3 now. Up the hill, opening up the apex of turn 12 very nicely and using all of the track on exit, so very solid to that section for Ray. Seems like he's put together a very nice lap. We'll see where that lands him on the leaderboard on the soft compounded tire. Up to the line, this could be a solid lap, and it's up to 7th place. We've got SC Smith starting a lap as well as Johnny ducking himself back into the pits. Jacobs Motorsports on an out lap. Shelly the Turtle presumably coming back into the pits. But we've got Chris Money as well. Lots of drivers getting back out for the next runs. I think we have Highways who's running on the hot lap right now through turn 10. Opening the rear wing of that AlphaTauri. And up the hill towards turn 12. Again, opening up that apex well. Oh, he's lost it. Can he keep it off the wall? Somehow does. He's going to lose that lap, but he's managed to keep it from being much worse. Very nice save there from the Highways. But he's going to have cooked those tires. And we have the Ferrari of SC Smith now, who's coming through the 3rd sector, getting a little bit of a tow from his Ferrari teammate. Ooh, that was a bit too close. So maybe a bit of team orders there at the Scuderia. Around the final corner, and I'm just keeping it within track limits. Up to line, and it's a 26.2, so just enough for a pole position at the moment. Very impressive lap time by the former Haas driver. Here comes JKeSport Motorsports on the medium tire into the final corner. Still one of 4 drivers yet to set a time with just over 6 minutes left in this session. Up to line, 8th place on the medium, so very solid lap being on the medium set of tires. And here's Chris Money now in the papaya colored McLaren. Rear wing opens up to line. Can he improve from 10th on the grid? And yes, it's 3rd, just behind his teammate Skadster. I think that's Nitwit who's going to be across next to the line. Can he improve from 13th? Jumps up to 11th on the grid, so not as much as he would have liked. I think that's Esso starting another lap, and Skadster coming across. 2/10 down on his time, so not looking good to improve. And he cannot. There's Devil Rat who jumps up to 5th with 27.2, so time's starting to drop here towards the end of the session. Kaz now in the Ferrari going through the final sector. Everyone's still chasing S.E. Smith with the 26.2, just barely edging out Skadster at the top of the board. Here's Kaz across the line. Let's see where this time will place him, and it's up in the 13th place to 27.7. So Jacobs Motorsport, the only driver left who's still on the medium tires, is currently sitting in the top 10, so he could potentially make that strategy work for him. But I think here's Esso on a hot lap in towards sector 3 now. He's got 5/10 to make up to the top of the board. Runs a little bit wide, manages to keep his lap clean though. Bahrain, one of those circuits, it's pretty easy to keep the car within the track limits. And then here's Esso to the line. It's a 26.3. That puts him up to 3rd place on the grid. Nitwit into the pits. Luke Riley starting lap 4 of the Red Bull team. The lone Red Bull remaining. Still yet to set a time, but Esso making a huge jump up to 3rd. So the top 4 with a considerable margin on the rest of the field at the moment. The Haas of Stucker to finish a lap. It's off the pace, so could be going for another run as Devil Rat ducks back into the pits. I believe Kaz will follow him in. Got a few other drivers working on outlaps at the moment. I think it's going to be Krusty T who's going to be next across the line in the Mercedes. Currently sitting in 7th place, only 2/10 off Devil Rat in 5th, so definitely some time to make up. With just over 3 minutes left in the session, we should see a parade of drivers exiting the pit lane any minute now. For the final runs, everybody now fitting the soft tires, so abandoning the alternate strategy with the mediums. Not really a bad thing here around Bahrain. Soft tires is definitely a viable strategy. We'll get on board with Krusty T through the middle sector. Hard braking zone at turn 8 hits it. It's very tough to hit the apex exactly right, but that's a pretty good job through there. Getting a little bit of a slipstream off the Alpine driver, I believe, which is going to be helpful for his lap. Every little tenth will matter, so it could be the difference between 3rd and 4th on the grid. Into turn 13 now, looking like a very solid lap. He's just a couple hundredths up on his current time, which should see him up at least 6th as Snooker retires in the pit, satisfied with his lap time. Here comes Crusher T up to the line. And it's just off of his personal best, so no improvement there. The Highway's the next driver to cross in the Alpha Tower. He's still yet to set a time, one of only 2 drivers. So he's definitely going to want to at least get a valid lap in. He's got enough time if he wants to do an extra lap. But we'll see where he comes. He's kept it clean this time and up to the line. It's 5th place, a 27-1. So that's a very solid lap. And here's Shelly the Turtle looking to improve, and that's 27-3 into 7th place. So timing started to drop as we get to the end of the session, the business end. There's Luke out of the pits. So we've got a barrage on the back straight. Not sure what's going on here. Monza Q3 vibes from a couple of seasons ago. But the Alpha, Jacobs Motorsports, will be the first to lead the queue. Such a tight midfield here. We have just 2/10 separating 8th place from 14th on the grid. So every little apex is going to matter just that much more. But anyways, here comes Jacobs Motorsports. Luke Riley goes top of the charts, 26-1. He had pace here in Bahrain last season, so we know he can do it. But here's Jacobs Motorsports starting his final lap of the session. Oh, there's a Mercedes who's gone off turn 1. I'm not sure if that's just like getting out of the way or what, but that's a Crusher T. Now he's out of the session, so perhaps an incident in the first corner. Nearly everybody out on track. It's been a very tidy lap from Jacobs Motorsports so far, as Nitwood is out of the session as well. I believe that's in the pit lane. Oh, and Kaz has been disqualified, and that's not going to be good, because that's going to drop him all the way to the back of the grid, but just at the moment would only be 2 positions, so not the worst result. That's, oh, there goes Jacobs Motorsports off the track of turn 12. And that's a very unlucky spot to lose it, but that leaves Ray to be the next driver across. He's already almost 4/10 up, so this could be a mega lap time for the Alpine driver. Just got to keep it clean to the final corner, and he does. Shooting up to the line, and that's 6th place for the Alpine, but then Delvarat just about snags it on the 27-1. Up to the line next is going to be not Monkey Monkey. It's going to be Johnny in the Williams. He cannot improve. Then Monkey Mafia up to 6th place on the grid. Chris Bunny in the Mercedes, or in the McLaren now. He's heading into the pits. S.C. Smith, he's going to be the last driver here. Can he topple Luke Riley? And he does. Into the 25s with a 25.9 for the Ferrari driver. S.C. Smith will take pole position for the Bahrain GP. Over 2/10. An impressive lap time. Sees him reclaim pole position. We got Joe in the chat. Welcome to the chat. Scatcher, yeah, he showed some good pace last season. And you see, he's proven it again here. 3rd place on the grid, so he's definitely going to be one to watch out for. But a lot can happen throughout this Grand Prix. No, yeah, that curve will get you every single time. I don't know a driver who's not spun out on that ever. Quick run through the final grid order. S.C. Smith will start on pole. Luke Riley 2nd in the Red Bull. Sketster starting 3rd. SO is 4th. Chris Money and the other McLaren starting 5th. Monkey Mafia rounds out the top 6th. Devil Rat 7th. Ray starting 8th. Highways 9th. Shelly the Turtle 10th. Then Johnny starting 11th with the free choice attire. Crusher T 12th. Nitwit 13th. Snooker 14th. Jacobs Motorsports 15th. Spaceman, Secret, and Kaz rounding out the field. Yeah, the field, so it's a little bit different this year. The management is definitely a lot more of a factor. 5/10 could have seen you up into 7th place on the grid, so I think we have, from top to bottom, what should be an exciting field for tonight's race. Alright, looks like we're about set to get underway here from the Bahrain International Grand Prix circuit under the lights. Should be one of the more entertaining races on the calendar. Getting set for the formation lap. Take a look at what tires everybody is on for this race. Looks like we've got a bit of a mix on the outside of the top 10. Johnny, Krusty T, Nitwit, and Kaz starting on the mediums. Snooker, Jacob, Spaceman, and Secret starting on the hards. So nobody outside the top 10 electing for the softs. So that's definitely not the way to go if you can avoid it. Alright, round the final corner of the grid, SC Smith brings the field around to their grid spots on the soft tires. It's a pretty long run down to turn 1, so still a lot can happen. Oh, and Luke Riley has left the session. Oh, that's unfortunate. We'll have to see if we can get another invite for him real quick after the race starts. He should be able to get back in, but we're getting set for the start. Back of the field, getting to the grid. And we have the lights on, 3, 4, and 5. It's lights out and away we go. Season 4 is underway. The McLaren of Scadster behind got a great jump off the line. But SC Smith looks like he's going to be able to hold on. Into turn 1, the McLaren side by side, the Alfa Romeo of Esso losing some ground on the inside. Devil Rat making up places early. Everybody seems to have made it clear. Oh, and there's Ray off the track at turn 1. There's a Red Bull, I think that was Secret, going a little bit wide as well in towards turn 4. But SC Smith has the lead in towards the middle sector. Monkey Mafia and Devil Rat going side by side. And Devil Rat's forced to yield a couple of positions. I think he might have... No, his front wing is okay. But he's lost quite a few spots after a strong start. Here's Esso up in the 4th place. Devil Rat passing the ghosted car of Luke Riley, followed by the 2 Mercedes just behind. That's Krusty T, who's gone wide, and Shelly the Turtle will make it just by down into turn 10. More movement towards the back of the grid, but crazy start to the race, but everybody has made it through okay. Ray has closed up back to the back of the field as well, so that spin did not hurt him too much. The Mercedes drivers battling out. Here's Secret to the inside of Krusty T. Can he make the move in stick into the final corner? He's not missing his front wing in play, but they're still side by side. He's going to have to get back in line. He's going to get the slipstream and the power down the front straight, and he's going to have the position. So just Secret up another spot. As I just lost my intervals again, but there's Kaz up in 10th place already, starting off the back of the grid. Snooker's going to get him back on the hard tire, around the outside. Oh, a little bit of contact. They managed to keep it okay though. Basically a little bit behind Kaz. It's going to look to the inside. That's quite a bit of a send. And Snooker's going to pull the switch back on him and get the position. Spaceman is right in line as well. Kaz awfully struggling with... Oh, and that's unfortunate. A little bit of contact there, and Spaceman has lost an end plate. Very tricky section there. Looks like Kaz was struggling with the front downforce of the car. Let's get back up to JK Motorsports battling Johnny for 11th on the hard tire. So he's gonna have to be struggling with temps for the first couple. Looks like these guys are still hanging out in second. I think the intervals were a little bit off. And we still have not gotten the intervals back. But here we are, Johnny is on the back of Crash UT as well. He's starting to come under pressure once again. Johnny to the inside, and there's Jacob Motorsports. Thought about making it 3 wide, but thought better of it, which is a wise decision. A little bit of contact. Seems to have escaped without any damage. But what a battle this is down the front straight. Side by side. And now we're going to go 3 wide into turn 1. There's no way this is going to stick. And Johnny's going to have to yield wisely, but he's going to make an expert move on the switchback and get both places back. Spaceman and Kaz both into the pits, but what a battle we just had right there. And it's not done yet. Jacobs Motorsport is still right there. As well as Luke Riley, who I believe has rejoined the race. Right behind. Christian T has lost out on all of this, and now almost side by side through the middle sector. And there's McLaren off. I think that's Chris Money, who's gone around to turn 8, and the VSC has been deployed for the first time. So Chris lost the exit turn 8, it appears, missing his entire front wing. So our intervals have finally returned. Spaceman and Kaz both onto the soft tires. Well, let's take a breath here. S.E. Smith has the lead. Skadster following behind in second. Esso will be in third in the Alfa Romeo. Highways fourth. Monkey Mafia in fifth. Double Rat is... Man, that all black front wing on Alpine, I keep thinking that's completely gone, but Shelly the Turtle up to 8th. Take a look at position changes real quick. So Jacob Motorsports up 4, just Secret up 8 spots already. With Ray down 5 after the spin, so... Oh, and there's Chris Money who's picked up a drive-through, so a bad race gone worse for the McLaren driver. That's not what he's going to want to... The Delta is very tricky on this game. It's not always accurate, and it doesn't always give you the best warnings, and that's another thing that's going to give these drivers trouble here tonight. Is this battle now for 7th between Johnny Secret and now the other Mercedes of Shelly. Jacobs Motorsports is still right there as well, so now a little bit of a DRS train starting to form. We got another yellow flag, and I think that's Luke Riley who's gone off at turn 3. I think he's managed to keep his front wing, but it's going to cost him dearly on time. Just keeping an eye on this battle here towards the midfield. 7th place on down to 10th. Oh, Jacob Motorsports gets a bit of a better exit there out of turn 10. I think he's going to have the move on the hard tire, so he's going to be playing the long game in this race. Can he make it stick up the inside? Yes, he can. Johnny's not going to be able to fight that back right away. But this still allowed Secret and Shelly the Turtle to pull away just a bit ahead. And crucially, Secret, the leading runner on the alternate strategy, so he could be a player to watch for later on in this race. Crush UT and Nitwit within a second of each other here for 12th place. Oh, Luke having to run a little bit wide, having a little bit of lag issues it seems, but I think he's going to get Snooker here for 14th place. And he does. And here goes Secret to the inside of Turtle. This is place for 7th. A little bit of contact. Oh! And Secret has gone off at turn 3. A bizarre incident there. I've never seen anything like that in this game. Has Shelly picked up damage from it? Does not appear. So Secret coming out far worse than that collision. But that is something I have never seen. Away. He's done a nice recovery drive after that spin on turn 1 so far. On the soft tires though, which is not going to be ideal for his strategy, but he's on his way back up to 11th, so he's doing a good job there. And now we've got a three-way battle. Here's Highways to the inside of Esso at turn 11. Esso running a little bit deep, and he's going to lose another position here to Monkey Mafia. So Monkey Mafia up to 4th. And the Yellow Flagged Scatster is out of the race at turn 12, and he's parked dangerously in the middle of the track, and we have a full course safety car. So this changes a lot of things. The strategy's been blown wide open. Let's see what S.E. Smith can do here, because he could probably make it on to the end of the race with hards on here. So I expect to see all the soft runners in. I expect we'll see them split between the hards and the mediums, between the 2-stop and the 1-stop. Have to see the entire top 5 in the pits. Is anybody? I imagine we'll see JKeSport. Yes, he does stay out off the hards. So another set of softs going on for S.E. Smith and for Devil Rat. So committing to the 2-stop. Johnny stays out as well on the mediums, as well as Secret on the hards. So I think most of the soft runners in. Shelly Turtle going on the mediums. Nobody going into the hards, which is a bit surprising to me. But chaos with position sorting going down into turn 1. That's going to be a bit close, but the entirety of the soft runners into the pits. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, not sure what happened there, Shelly. That was really weird. I've never seen a collision like that. It's probably just a lag issue, but anyways, the safety car has come out, so we've essentially got a reset here. Luke Riley onto a set of hards. So, and we did see him try that exact same strategy in this race last season. So we'll be going to the end. Kaz is taking the opportunity to put on another set of mediums. Probably gonna have to take another stop after that, but after all the dust is settled, JKeSport leads the race, followed by Johnny in 2nd and Secret in 3rd. All 3 of them staying out. Joe, looks like, I'm guessing he lost it at the exit of turn 12 on that curve. It's one of the trickiest curves on the calendar. Very easy to get caught out there. So I don't think we'll see the safety car in this lap, because we still got Kaz, who's quite a bit behind it. We'll be catching up, but this has been an opportunity for Chris Money, who I believe has served his drive-through. So this has brought him right back into the race. And ooh, is that Secret out of the race? Not sure what happened there, but we saw the Red Bull stop to turn 12. So Secret having an issue there on the hard tires during the safety car period. So we're down to 16 runners in this race. Still a lot can happen with this strategy. S.E. Smith now up to 3rd place on the fresh softs. We'll have to make another stop, but definitely in a good position. Alright, so the field has bunched back up. And I imagine we'll see the safety car in this lap. 7 laps complete. We'll have 22 to go when the field restarts. I think Luke Riley is the only driver who will not have to make another stop in this race. So it'll be interesting to see if he can make his way up from 13. I imagine he's going to have a difficult time staying up there on the older tires. And yes, the safety car will be in this lap. So another thing to consider, those hard tires are going to be difficult to keep temperature in, which is something that's going to be critical on the restart, especially with all the amount of low traction zones around here. JKeS Motorsports will lead them away. Johnny just behind in second. See, there goes Jacob. So excellent jump there. S.C. Smith on the back of Johnny. Will he be able to get him into turn 1? Back into green flag racing. And Highways is right there as well, but here goes S.C. Smith to the inside. He's going to want to get this move done as quickly as possible. Walks up a little bit. And he's got it. And we're going to be 3 wide into turn 2. How did they not crash there? And we've had an incident at the back of the grid. Snooker has gone around, as well as Kaz has been involved. And now we're still back side-by-side racing for 4th place. Oh, and there goes the Alpha of Essos into the wall. So another crazy restart, but let's get back to this battling side-by-side for what is now 3rd place. Johnny and Highways with Monkey Mafia just behind. And they are still side-by-side into turn 9. What a battle we have here. Oh, and there's more damage at the back. And that's Chris Money losing a bit of oversteer at the back. S.C. Smith up into the lead. Too much action to keep track of here, but that is crucial for S.C. Smith to race, as he is now got to clear as much of a gap as possible. And now Monkey Mafia around the outside of Johnny 5 for 4th place. Yeah, the Mercedes across to UT having a bit of an issue. Devil Rat going a bit wide, but managing to keep it okay. Oof. Highways did not get the best run through there, and now Monkey's going to be up in the 3rd. And I think Johnny's going to try to find his way through as well. He is. It's a little bit of a late move, but he's not going to be able to make it stick. And now here comes Devil Rat to the inside. Up into 5th place now. Crazy racing now. I think we've got a couple of guys back into the pits. Johnny swings it to the inside. Devil Rat making the move on Highways a little bit deep, and he's gone into the back of Monkey Mafia. And Monkey Mafia's gone around. I don't think he has any damage, but he's going to lose a bit of time through there. I was close racing to that. I was inevitable that was going to happen midway into the pits, where he's going to have to sit behind Shelly the Turtle here, sitting in 8th. So Chris Munnings made his way back up to 9th, carrying the 5-second time penalty, but he's still in a pretty good spot. Back to this battle, so Devil Rat is missing that front left end plate, so it should be a matter of time before Johnny makes his way through. The Highway's running a bit wide. Are they going to go side by side into the hairpin again? Yes, they are. Intense racing here. This is incredible to watch. Look at the entire pack is under a blanket right here. Now Luke Riley has found his way back up into 6th place on the hard tires, so he should be good to the end. Devil Rat with the wing damage has found himself back into podium places. Highways running a little bit deep through turn 12. Now Luke is right there with Shelly as well. And they're going to be side by side once again. Are they going to go 3 wide? Luke, oh, that's not the move. Thinks better of it, but Johnny's up into 4th now. And Shelly the Turtle losing a bit of time. Highways has to come into the pits, so probably some wing damage there. Is that Ray going past with his teammate on the inside and now looking to get past Shelly the Turtle? This is insane racing to watch. Monkey Mafia's boxed in here. He's going to have to back out of that one. Oh, Chris Money running a bit deep behind as well. Looks like he's finally starting to settle down a little bit. And then we've got this battle here for 9th. Spaceman is on the back of Crusty T with, Crusty T on the back of Spaceman with Chris Money just ahead as well. Crusty T not quite close enough to make a move work through there. Now the 2 Alpines 7th and 8th on the grid at the moment. Shelly the Turtle behind Luke. Is Luke disconnected again? No, it looks to be just the connectivity issues, but no. Back to this battle of the Alpines, you got Chris Money just behind as well. Oh, and Spaceman's going around at turn 8 or turn 10. Keeps it off the wall. He's gonna have to let Snooker go by here. He's gonna lose a bit of time. Monkey Mafia with a much better exit through turn 11 compared to his teammate Ray. but he's just got nowhere to make the move stick. Devil Rat still carrying wing damage, trying to hold off the entire pack behind him. Here comes Luke to the outside of Johnny. This is the battle for fourth, but Luke's going to have to back out. Monkey Mafia makes his way past Ray. I think Luke going to the inside and up into fourth place. Now he's going to look to chase down Devil Rat, who's doesn't seem to be too hindered by that wing damage. But definitely something to keep an eye on towards the end of this race. And here's Ray looking to the inside of Monkey Mafia. Nowhere for him to go, but Chris Money to the outside again. And the AlphaTauri is having problems through turn 12, and we have a virtual safety car once again. So more drama in this race. But while we have a second, let's take a look at the top of the field. S.C. Smith has pulled out a 5-second lead over JKeSport Motorsports, who's doing a very good job on the older hards. These two drivers have absolutely blown away from the pack, who's been scrapping like crazy so far. Devil Rat sitting in third on the soft tire with the broken wing. Still doing a good job keeping up the pace, but the top two have pulled quite a gap. I need a second to take a breath. Nitwit jumping back into the pits. Presumably we've got some wing damage there in turn 12, and that's what the safety car or VSC is for. Luke Riley has found himself back up in fourth place on the hard tires, and he will probably be trying to take those to the end, so he could see himself in line for a solid day today. Shelly the Turtle as well on the medium tires is probably going to have to make another stop, but he will have the tire advantage over drivers such as Johnny and Luke ahead of him towards the end of this race. Oh, and Devil Rat's picked up a drive through. That is very unfortunate here under the VSC. It's something that's a lot more common in this season's game with the Delta resetting as the VSC starts to end. But there goes Charlie the Turtle to the inside of Johnny for fourth place. And Monkey Mafia is behind as well. He's not going to be close enough though. There's Devil Rat serving his drive through. Already boxing for the hard tires, so we're going to have to come back into the pits as well. There goes Monkey Mafia. He does find his way up into fifth. That Spaceman in as well. About time to get off those soft tires. Probably set up the hards to the end. Or mediums, going to try to take the mediums to the end. But let's stick with this battle here. It's been insane racing throughout the entire midfield. Chris has battled his way back up to 8th and is on the back of Ray for 7th. Ooh, Ray with a little bit of oversteer on the exit. There goes Chris to the inside. Oh, he had to back out of that one. Oh, and he's going to send it late. Oh, when they just about make it stick. Chris had to yield just a little bit. And Ray will hold on to 7th place for the moment. Good defensive line through turn 11. Chris just has nowhere to make it through. Has to lift through turn 12. Ray seems to be struggling through the twisty bits here in his Alpine, but he's doing a nice job. Both these drivers had rough starts to the race, but find themselves back up in solid points condition. Chris might have a shot here down in towards turn 1 with the DRS. He's going to look to the inside. I think he's going to have it done and dusted before the braking zone, but Ray's going to fight it back. Around the outside. Oh, just about make it work. I think Ray had to cut the corner in order to avoid a collision, but they've gotten it cleanly. Here's Kaz trying to fight Krusty T for 9th. He's not able to make it through. Oh, Chris Money and Ray still side by side in turn 4. Chris coming out on top, as well as Kaz, who's found his way past Krusty T through the S section, a very difficult place to make an overtake. As well as Devil Rat getting past Highway, so action all throughout the field, you know. Now Monkey Mafia is going to look for 4th against the Mercedes of Shelly the Turtle. Just a bit too far back on this occasion. Things starting to settle down here just a little bit. We'll track back with this battle for 4th. Strategy still all over the place. Most of the drivers in the field will have to make at least one more stop. Luke Riley leading with the runner of the drivers who are good to the end, sitting in 3rd place. albeit on the hard tires. Monkey gets a great exit out of the final corner. Shelly already out of DRS, and that should be a move down the dust. Now Kaz has made his way past Ray. There might have been an incident there as he had to go very wide into the pits as the other medium runners come in for their stops. Oh, Shelly the Turtle's gone wide at turn 1. And he's lost that position to Monkey Mafia, so hard tires going on for everybody in the pits at the moment. Devil Rat has to go back in to serve his drive-through. So it was unfortunate. He had a good race going. You know, might be able to salvage some points. Going to come out on track in 14th. So some work to do, but still doable. Here's Ray, he's coming out in 13th place on the fresh hards, just behind Spaceman, who's on the mediums. Closest battle on track at the moment. Spaceman's gonna hold on for now. He's got still fresh mediums, and haven't done one lap on them. In terms of strategy, we've got Johnny and Highways coming out in 9th and 10th. The top runners on the fresh hards. Still got quite a gap to the drivers in front of them, who all still need to make a stop, but we'll have to see how much ground they can gain. Luke Riley has made some significant inroads on the top 2 as well, dropping it down to 14 seconds off the lead, which is still a significant margin. So S.D. Smith sitting in a very good position at the moment. Should be nearing the window for his second stop of this race. Oh, back to the bottom of the grid. Ray doesn't get the best exit out of the final corner, but he might still have enough straight to make a move. And the DRS very powerful down that main straight, and I think Ray's going to have the move. The yellow flag, that's a Ferrari. Is that Kaz? And that is Kaz, who's gone off at turn 8. You have to be careful here with Snooker coming up behind, but he gets it all set in 7th, and I don't think he has any damage, so should be alright to continue. Snooker on the older hard tires. He's still yet to make his stop in this race. Sitting in 8th place at the moment. Things starting to settle down after we had a wild open to this race. Yellow flag through sector 2. Not sure who that was exactly, but things said it seemed to be sorted out alright for now. Chris Money closing up to the back of Shelly the Turtle for 5th. Chris is carrying that 5-second penalty, but considering the drive-through, I believe the spin and the 5-second penalty, and everything he's had to endure in this race, he's in a pretty good spot, and he might have 5th place here. Cast in the pit, so I guess he might have picked up some wing damage. But here goes Chris. To the inside, Shelly the Turtle does a nice job defending, but is it going to be enough? Side by side into the S's, and Shelly has to yield to avoid a collision. That was a tricky spot to try to go side by side, but they made it work. Ooh, a little bit of oversteer on exit of the corner there. Still looking to be okay, and S.E. Smith still powering on these old softs. So I think it's about in window for a medium stint to the end, but JKeSport Motorsports has started to close up significantly despite being on the older hard tires. So this race is still far from over, with each of the top 2 still having yet to make a stop. And yep, here comes S.E. Smith into the pits. Should only drop a few places, but definitely something to keep an eye on. Spaceman close up to the rear of Kaz as well. This is for 12th place. And S.E. Smith does go onto the medium tires. We'll have to see where he comes out. He's going to drop behind Monkey Mafia. It's going to be close to see if he can beat out Chris Money. I don't think he will. And he's not going to be able to. Shelly the Turtle is in off the mediums for another medium stint. about time for everybody's final stop of this race. Getting into the closing stages with just 13 laps to go. Now this is where Johnny's going to start to make up places on the fresher hard tires. Back up into 7th at the moment, and still at least 3 drivers ahead of him yet to stop. Shelly the Turtle's going to come out in 10th, just behind his teammate Krusty UT. Nearly made contact in turn 1, and Shelly, oof. Already had an incident at turn 1 a few laps ago. Manages to catch that one and keep holding 10th place. Let's get on board with S.E. Smith and that race leader. He's going to be closing up behind Chris Money quickly, and he's going to want to get by as soon as possible to run down the top 2. We know JKeSport still has to make a stop, but Luke Riley's going to be going to the end. He's going to struggle on those older hards, but he's still going to be putting up a fight. He's got about a straightaways gap lead. I don't think it's going to be enough for him to take the lead, but I think he's in a solid position for a podium at the moment. S.E. Smith already within a second of Chris Money for 4th place. He's down in the battle for 13th. SO versus Spaceman. Spaceman is going to give him the outside into turn 11. And SO, after that spin he had at turn 4, back up in the 13th place, so still a solid result. Monkey Mafia has already started to close up to the back of Luke Riley. He's been putting in some good lap times now that he's got some open space. Monkey Mafia still probably is going to have to make another stop. Don't think he's going to be able to take these mediums 22 laps to the end. A bit of team orders from Mercedes, possibly as Shelly makes his way through it. And is that Chris Money around? And yes, it is. Chris Money out in the gravel at turn 5. It's just been a very rough day for Chris Money, yet he still finds himself in 5th place. Still, you have to make another stop, of course, but it's done well considering. Ray finds his way back up into 11th at the moment, just behind the Mercedes duo of Krusty and Shelly, just ahead of them. All 3 of these guys on relatively fresh tires, so it could be a battle for the edge of the top 10. It's going to be a bit too far back on this occasion, but he is right there. Also getting back to the front of the grid, Monkey Mafia is within DRS range, just about, of the Red Bull ahead of him. 11 laps to go now in this race. Jacobs Motorsports still out in the hard, so it looks like he's going to be extending for a soft stint, which I think is going to be great for his race. He could be on the shout for a podium. Mafia hasn't been close enough yet to make an impact so far. So we've got Chris Money back into the pits for his final stop of the day. Shelly on the medium tires. He just made his way past his Mercedes teammate, and he's now going to be making some inroads on highways in the hards, as well as Snooker into the pits for his first stop. Chris Money onto the softs. It's going to be a bit of a stretch to the end of the race, but I think he'll be okay. Here goes Ray to the outside. Side by side with Krusty T into turn 1, and he makes it stick for 8th place. Chris Money coming out in, I believe, 13th place on the soft tires, so he definitely still can get some solid points in this race, but he's going to have to do some work. Let's track back up to Shelly the Turtle versus Highways. This is the battle for 6th now. Shelly with a significant tire advantage, so he should find his way through. Is he going to make it stick through here? Oh, this is a tricky section. Highways defends well. And Shelly the Turtle sets him up for a nice pass on the DRS, and it's a very nice decision through there, keeping up in the 6th place. Don't know if it'll be enough for him to get onto the podium, but it's been a solid result so far for the Mercedes driver. Monkey Mafia is right there on Luke Riley now for 2nd. He's going to want to clear as much of a gap as possible. Right now it's looking like he'll rejoin from his pit stop in about 5th or 6th. So he's going to want to not lose any time through this section of the race. These guys have not made considerable ground up on JKeSport Motorsports, who's still doing a good job on the 19-lap-old hards. Still out in first. He's maintaining about an 8-second gap behind. We should see him out are into the pits this time by, or next time Spaceman is back into the pits off the medium tires. So perhaps setting himself up for a soft stint at the end of the race. It's the battle for 6th now, with 10 laps to go. Ray started to join this battle as well, also on the hard tires. So now we've got a three-way fight for 6th place. Oh, Johnny having a very solid 5th place run at the moment. Was involved in that massive midfield scrap earlier, but besides that, has had a very solid strategic drive. Finds himself in line for some solid points. He could find himself in the net podium, actually, depending on how the end of this race plays out. JKeSport still staying out on the older hards, and now he's starting to lose a bit of time to these guys behind. Nothing too significant though. He's still over 8 seconds the gap. As Ray does make it past Highways, but Highways does a late send into turn 1. He's gonna have to pull back the apex. So a little bit of contact. Ray finds his way up into 7th. So a nice job after the opening lap spin for Ray. Turning into a very solid outing for him. Esso still hanging out on these old softs. 11 laps. They have to be screaming at the moment, and now Chris Money's should be by any second through the middle sector. With that fresh set of red walled tires. Oh, he's going to be losing a lot of time here. You can just see the grip advantage McLaren has, especially through this section of the track. Yep, Esso knows that. He knows that's not his fight. Moves out of the way, and here's Monkey Mafia into the pits. Should be a fresh set of soft tires going on. Want to see where he comes out relative to Johnny. He's going to lose out of position to SC Smith. Johnny's still got a ways to go. Monkey Mafia does have the fresh set of soft tires on, and he is already out. He's going to come out significantly ahead in 4th place, so Monkey Mafia in line for a podium here at the moment. It's been a very good race for him. Had an incident in turn 1 a few laps ago, but has recovered well. JKeSport still staying out on those hards. Has he made a stop already in this race? He has not, so there's little penalties at the moment, so he is going to have to come in off those hard tires, presumably for a set of softs. He's pushing the window right now. Well, we've got a yellow flag. Is that Johnny Julio's going around to turn 4? Oh no. He was in line for a 4th place finish, and he's dropped down to 9th. He's recovered well. He still should get some solid points. I don't think he has any damage. But that's an unfortunate situation there. I think, is that Highways who's going around? Yes, it is a turn 8. So the middle sector starting to claim victims left and right. Highways recovered as well. That also keeps his nose clean. JKeSport Motorsports finally into the pits. That's going to free up Luke Riley, who now has the lead of the race. JKeSport Motorsports onto the softs. SC Smith regains 2nd place, and he's got a 5-second gap to make up with 7 laps to go. He's got a considerable tire advantage, so I think he should have it done, but we'll have to wait and see. Chris Money has made his way past Esso now, and is on the back of Kaz for a top 10 spot. Highways has been pulled back into this group as well after his spin in the middle sector. Kaz defending the inside, but just not enough to defend with the DRS advantage that Chris Money has. So into the pits after 13 laps on the softs. Quite a long stint there, but watching the gap with SC Smith throughout this lap. He's only made up about half a second, so I don't think at this current pace he's gonna have enough to get to the end. Picked up quite a few tenths to that corner alone though. So this is still going to come down to the wire. There's money in highways into the middle sector. Can Chris find a way through? He's got the penalty advantage already, so he doesn't even need to make the overtake. He's going to want to show the turtle and race side by side to turn left, and maybe a slight bit of contact. But Shelby back into 5th. Ray's going to fight it back. Oh, that's a tight line to take through turn 13. But he should have the DRS advantage down the main straight. Ricky Mafia putting in the fastest lap of the race. I think he's going to be a bit too far back for a podium shout. SC Smith has actually lost time in the last couple of sectors. So Luke Riley absolutely flying on the 17-lap old hards. Here goes Ray to the inside. He's got that DRS advantage, and that's all he needs. Shelly the Turtle going to try to fight it back, but to no avail. If he can get a good exit, he might set him up in turn 4. Johnny's had to go into the pits. I think he might have taken some wing damage, perhaps. Unfortunately, he was on for a very good result tonight. SC Smith, he's now closed within 5 seconds, so he's made some inroads on this lap. I think he's got a little bit of the higher downforce setup as he seems to gain a lot of his time through the middle sector. Just a few laps left in this race. Johnny coming out near the back of the grid. We've got a three-way battle for 8th now. Chris has made his way up into 8th. Kaz coming along in 10th, trying to get past highways. He's recovered well from his spin. Devil Rat, after all the trouble he's had in the first half of the race, finds himself in 11th. So still a solid race for him. There's Jacob Motorsport. Don't count him out yet either. Only 4 seconds off of SC Smith and on the fresh soft tires. Fastest man on track at the moment. Only 8 seconds off the lead. So this is a 3-horse race at the moment. You can practically see the steam coming out of the helmet here of the Alfa Romeo driver in towards turn 4. He's made up half a second in this sector alone. And just look at the time just being gouged out of the top 2's lead. This could be a strategic masterclass. Still a long way to go. 5 laps to go from Bahrain. It's been a thrilling opening to season 4. Tier 2 always puts on a show, and tonight no different. Kaz and Highway starting to drop off a bit from Chris Money, but scrapping it out of themselves for 9th place. Highway seems to have held on for the moment. Let's get back up to the fight for the victory. I think Jacob's Motorsports is gonna, he might be able to do it. He's at least gonna, he's closing quick enough to at least get 2nd. I'm pretty sure, but it's going to be tight to see if he can make a pass for the win. We've got a classic Lewis versus Max hammer time moment here. 4 laps to go now. And 6.5 seconds is the gap from Jacobs to Luke Riley in the lead. These top 3 have pulled out a massive gap on the rest of the field. I'm sure we've got some great battles going on in the midfield. We've got a yellow flag. Is that Esso? Esso has gone off again into the wall. And the VSC has been deployed. So still some late drama now. This is going to impede Jacob's progress here. Having to stick with the Delta instead of flying on those softs for a little bit more time. So this only helps Luke Riley. But these guys, they have to be careful. You don't want to be picking up a drive-through with just 3 laps to go. Oh, Highway, so that's speeding in the pit lane. And then Kaz both in, so perhaps an incident there, or trying to play the cheap pit stop. I think they can do it, still come out ahead of Snooker if they play their cards right. Onto a fresh set of softs. Jacobs dropping off a little bit here during this VSC, perhaps trying to just keep that delta. Snooker does come out ahead into 10th place now. So Luke doing a very nice job keeping the gap as big as it is on 19-lap old soft, or old hards. SO speeding in the pit lane as well, and he's retired from the race. He's had a very difficult session. Found himself in a couple incidents. DRS enabled, we're back underway. Luke Riley got a fantastic jump, and he's now almost 6 seconds. The delta's a little bit off, but he's still pulled out a little bit of gap, which could be critical with now only 3 laps remaining. JKeSport Motorsports has a long way to go. I don't think he's going to have enough. It's going to have to be over 2 seconds a lap faster. And at the moment he might actually be. So it's a tall task, but he might be able to. He should be able to clear S.C. Smith easily for 2nd place. He's going to get the DRS on the back straight here, which is going to help him out even more. Almost out of ERS as well, which is not going to be helping. Wasn't able to make the move sick through that straight, so that's going to cost him even a little bit more time. Within 5 seconds now of the race lead. Is he going to go for it before the DRS zone, or looks like he's going to hold off and go for the move down the pit straight, which is the smart idea. He's going to get the DRS in the toe as well. JKeSport Motorsports up into 2nd place. Now he's got to chase down Luke Riley with 2 laps to go. 4.8 seconds is the gap. It's certainly possible, but I think it's going to be an awfully tall gap. He's closed it within 4.2 already. Luke's got to make sure he doesn't get a puncture as well. That's the other thing to consider. 21 laps, even on the hard tires, they have to be screaming. Under 4 seconds the gap. Oh, missed a little bit of a moment through there, but he managed to keep it okay. S.C. Smith is not out of this as well. If he can maintain that gap, he might be able to pull himself back up. Snooker picks up a 3-second penalty. That's the other thing. These drivers have to keep it clean, and now JKeSport Motorsports can see the leader ahead of him. It's only made up about a second so far this lap. He's going to need to make up quite a bit more if he wants to have a chance. Down to 3 seconds now. With just over a lap to go. He's cleared S.C. Smith from DRS. So he won't have that threat behind, but I think he's going to be just a bit too far back. Luke Riley, he had a tough start to the race, dropping all the way down from 1st to 11th, but he now leads onto the final lap of the Grand Prix. Still seconds the gap. If he can keep it clean, I think Luke is going to hold on for victory. JKeSport Motorsports has 3 real good chances to pass. Turn 4, turn 11, and turn 15. He's probably not going to be able to get close enough for turn 11, so turn 15 is going to be his best chance. Even then, 2.6 seconds is quite a large gap. It's a little bit down to 2.3, but still not going to be enough. You can see he's just pushing the car. He's lost a little bit of back in. Kaz is out of the race at turn 12. That's really on for some good points. Half a lap to go now, and still 2 seconds to gap. Into the final sector of the race. Luke Riley. 22 laps on the old set of hearts. Ooh. Luck, thank goodness for ghosting. There was Kaz sitting parked right in the middle of the track. Now all Luke's got to do is keep it within the limits. 1.5 seconds is the gap. And I think it's going to be enough. Around the final corner. Not even close to the curb. Luke Riley's going to win the opening race of Season 4 from Bahrain. JKeSport Motorsports comes out. Oh, and he does take the victory. So JKeSport Motorsports crosses the line second, but ends up in the lead. So perhaps a lag issue there, but JKeSport Motorsports has won the race. Monkey Mafia is going to cross the line 4th. Into the final corner now. Ray and the other Alpine, for a very solid day for the team, will take 5th. Shelly the Turtle, although jumps him on the 5th with the penalty. Here's Krusty T gonna cross the line 7th. Although he's gonna lose out the spot to Chris Money, who's had a very solid comeback drive. I think we had a bit of a lag issue with Luke Riley. We'll have to get that sorted. Not sure how the timing screens have shaked out that way. Probably just this discrepancy between the on-track drive and the timing sheets. But what a race that was. So what a thrilling race we had here in Bahrain. I'll take a quick run through the grid order and we'll get set for Tier 1 in a couple minutes. So JKeSport Motorsports, unofficially the race winner. We'll have to take a look at the timing sheets afterwards. Luke Riley 2nd, SC Smith 3rd, Monkey Mafia 4th, Shelly the Turtle 5th, Ray 6th, Chris Money 7th, Question G 8th, Devil Rat 9th, Johnny finishes 10th, Highways 11th, Snooker 12th, Spaceman 13th, Nitwit 14th, Cass 15th, SO, Secret, and Scadster rounding out the field. So a fantastic race. We'll catch you all for Tier 1 in a few minutes.